today to do a full day of eating for episode 3 of my finger prep. I tried to do this last week, but I had issues with my memory card. But I'm trying to be quiet because the kids still asleep. Because I have clients this morning at the gym, and my first one's at like 8, so I had to get up at 5:30. So yeah. So let me see. So pretty much every morning I have 100 grams of egg whites, 2 large eggs, 15 grams of the Parmesan cheese, and in each coffee I put like 3 tablespoons of the sugar-free creamer. I think it's only like 15 calories for each tablespoon, and I usually have 2 coffees in the morning. So if I need to cut back on that at some point, I will, but at least with the sugar-free one, it's not like 35 calories a tablespoon or something. So the whole thing comes out to 330 calories. Let me see. And I will put this in there as well. But 22 protein, 19 fat, 13 carbs. Because I'm working out this morning between clients, I might add some more carbs before I go, but we'll see, or like bring a snack or something. But that's pretty much what I have for breakfast every morning. So I'm going to show you that. So I just got to the gym. I have a little bit of time before my client. I always like to get here early, but I didn't end up having more carbs first because my workout today, like the lifting portion, is like a touch-ups thing. It's not as intense as my other lifting days. So I just kind of didn't bother. I do have one more set of Stairmaster intervals, but I really just kind of need caffeine for that. But I brought a snack for after because I have like 3 clients this morning, but they're all spaced out. So I was like, I'm gonna get hungry afterward. So I brought a Quest bar and I cut up 2 Gala apples, and I weigh them out. Like I got the ones in the bag, and you can, like, I use my MyFitnessPal and I scan the little barcode, and you can just go with, oh, I cut up 2, so I'll put 2. But I prefer to weigh them because it doesn't come out exactly the same. Like it says that one of them would be like 82 or 87 grams or something. But I had 2 of them and it was like 131, which is not double 80 something. So, yeah. So, pro tip, weigh it instead of just doing that. And then I use the calculator if I have to, like if I don't have the option to like just put in how many grams, then I'll just divide it by the number of grams in a serving and just do it that way. It's a lot more accurate. I'm like joking. So I brought those 2 for after my workout before my other 2 clients. Yeah, preferably, like, I don't know, I love Quest bars, but I don't know, I try not to have them every single day, but it's one of those things that's like really easy for me to pack and bring with me, instead of my giant lunchbox with like a full meal in it, because I pretty much only have like the giant 6-pack lunchbox that fits like 3 meals and a whole bunch of snacks. So I don't like to bring it if I like don't have a whole day's worth of stuff. So I have that for after, and I have 3 big things of water with me because I always need water. So yeah, I will get back to you when I am home for lunch. So I am back home. It is, well, basically lunchtime because I'm hungry. So I try to eat more like whole food stuff and not Quest bars all day. So because it is kind of like my first like full meal after my workout, I wanted to have more carbs and less fat. So I made a bunch of chicken, and I made a couple more portions. So I'll have one for dinner tonight, and then the other one either lunch tomorrow or like this afternoon or something, depending on what I do. So what I do is I always weigh meat raw, because the water content varies after cooking, so it's just gonna be a lot more accurate when it's raw. So I do that, and then I just like split it down into like 2 or 3 or something meals, depending on how much there is. So then these are frozen vegetables that I have, and I just microwave them. And the little mini potatoes I like, because if I get the really big potatoes and I cut them up and only use like a little bit, I tend to forget about the other parts before, like, until after they mold. So I have to get rid of them. So I really like the small ones, because then I can portion them out a little bit better. So then the only kind of oil I used was the spray. I usually use this spray for meat or eggs or anything in the pan, and I just use as little as possible so that it kind of doesn't really count. Like, technically it has calories depending on how much you use, so I try to basically use as little as possible. Yeah, so then because this is my workout, I have more carbs, so I'm gonna have more fats later. So yes, we will go over that later. So it's like 3, just gone 3 in the afternoon. I like to space out my meals and have like smaller meals between like usually 300 and 400 calories. Sometimes for breakfast I'll have, why is this so dark? I'll have more. So yeah, sometimes for breakfast I'll have more than that, but I like to space it out and have like basically just mini meals throughout the day. So this oatmeal with protein powder and blueberries came out to 306 calories. I just did half a cup of the oats, 1 scoop of the creamy vanilla flavored protein from I'm like filming my boobs. From NutriBio. I just got them, and I got the vanilla and the cookies and cream because they are labeled gluten-free, but a lot of their other products were as well, so I really wanted to give them the shot. They're a little bit cheaper than EHP Labs, where I've been getting most of my stuff. And then I had 50 grams of blueberries, so 306 calories, 35 carbs, 5 fat, 30 protein. So for later, I still have a little bit of everything. I have the leftover chicken, so I already have that in here. So if we check the nutrition, I need mainly fats and carbs left, because I already have the protein from the chicken. So yeah, so I kind of like keep track during the day of like what I have left of different things. Hello, Nicholas.
What?
Hi.
Hi.
So yeah. So we are going out to dinner tonight. I'm gonna bring mine with me, but we were gonna go a little bit later and I'm hungry. So I just made like a little salad. It's literally just romaine lettuce and 1 tablespoon of my Caesar dressing. You really don't need a huge amount of dressing on things to actually add some flavor, but it's one of those things you really need to measure out. Let me see what it came to. So the dressing was 22 calories and the lettuce was like 30. So it's really not that bad. So like you saw before, I had the chicken already, and then before we go, I'm just gonna heat up a bunch of vegetables and put some fats with it, probably some guac or something. So I'll show you that. So now that I'm starving, and we're gonna leave soon, put together the rest of my dinner. I'm watching Nick do the dishes. Okay.
Is that better?
Oh yeah, so much better. So I have the leftover chicken, and I heated up a whole bunch of like frozen vegetables and potato, cheese, and guac, and then I just put like a little bit of salt and spices on it. And I have mostly fats left, I think, so I'm gonna save that probably for almonds later because I like to eat in the evening. That's my weak point, so I always save calories. He's standing funny. Look at that butt.
My goodness. Calm yourself.
So, I'm really hungry and I'm distracting myself. So I'm gonna get ready. So it is the next morning now. I am sitting on top of the razor because it's outside, but it's not in the sun. So first off, I did have those almonds last night, and if you follow me on Instagram and you saw my story, I got my calories exactly. I got exactly 2,000 calories. So that was quite the miracle. Yeah, so after this I will go and put the rest of that footage together, but I wanted to, as my dog runs away, I wanted to just kind of give a little bit more of like a recap of the last couple weeks because I haven't really done that. Yeah, I mean basically like I have been super impressed with the changes I made so far. Like I did my check and sheet this morning, and so this was week 8. I have only she's only dropped my calories 1 time. So we've messed around with my cardio a little bit, but even that is not drastically different. I'm not, you know, doing an hour on the stairs or anything. Excuse me, I already made like way more progress than I thought I would. Like at this point, I've been lifting for probably like 7 years. I've had to take extended periods off for health issues before, but overall I started when I was probably like 19ish, and I'm 26 now. And I have never made progress faster. And I have never been as lean as I am now. I've never been like as light as I am now. And we haven't even like properly started trying to cut me down yet. So I don't know, I've just been like super impressed with that. Which kind of just goes to show like how being consistent makes a massive, massive difference. Like it wasn't like I was taking, you know, weeks off of the gym before I started this. It wasn't like my diet was crazy and I was eating Pop-Tarts all day, like, but just, you know, tracking all my food every day and being consistent with the amount I'm eating, and then being consistent with lifting either 5 or 6 times a week depending on what she's given me, and, you know, doing my regimented cardio every week. It just, oh, we seem to get giant bugs around here. But yeah, so just sticking to a plan every week and not, you know, having like 2 days off this week and 4 days off the week after and whatever. It's just, it makes a huge, huge difference. Hey Luna, she found me. I think she's bored because no one's chasing her, but she wanted to go out. So, oh my god, I'm sweating. So yeah, being consistent is quite honestly the biggest thing that you can do if you're trying to get in shape, get healthier, lose weight, gain weight, whatever. Like literally, like it doesn't even always matter, you know, it doesn't matter whose plan you're doing. If you download some guide, if you get a trainer, if you just Google what to do, like just stick to something for however many weeks and track your progress. You know, like, I mean, if one of your goals is to change your weight, then yeah, you can track your weight. But then too, like taking pictures every week, like I have to every Sunday, I literally just did this, take certain pictures to send to my trainer, and you can see, like I've seen major differences in my body. And yes, I have lost weight in this time, but I didn't think that losing that little bit would look as different as it does on my body. So that's something to keep in mind. But basically, I also think, okay, so pro tip number 1 was being consistent. It makes a massive difference. But 2, having people around you that, whether or not they have the exact same goals as you, just people with a similar mindset, people who are supportive of what you're doing, also makes a huge difference, especially if you're struggling with it, if it's new, if you have a lot on your plate and it's a lot to take on. Having people around you and talking to you that just support you in any way, just it makes it so much easier. Like, I mean, pretty much every day the last few weeks, my boyfriend has told me that he's proud of me for, like, you know, all the effort I've put in, the changes I've already made. Luna, don't go in there. Luna, you can't lift weights. You know, and it's just little things like that it just helps pick you up and keep you going. And it's like, you know, he's noticed the changes in my body, and he's always told me that it's like, oh my god, like it's amazing you've like made that much progress. And then, you know, just it's like, instead of complaining that, you know, I'm busy and now he has to cook more of his own food or something, or like I'm preoccupied with this, it's like he pushes me to keep going with it and tells me, you know, he's just, you know, it's like, yeah, it's clearly like difficult to stick to it and everything, but to have someone like him around all the time who is just supportive of what I'm doing and helps in any way he can, is always offering to help in other ways if I need to. It also makes a big difference. You can't be spending all your time with people that aren't supportive of your goals, because it's just, you're not really gonna, I mean, you can reach them potentially, but it's a lot easier, it's a lot nicer, you're gonna be a lot happier and more motivated if you have those people in your life that will push you and support you. And yeah, and then too, like I had debated doing a competition, like prepping myself for a long time, and I just really didn't think I could do it. I mean, one, I was on my pill, which I don't think I could do a prep still on it. Excuse me, I like just ate, so I have a bunch of gas coming up. But yeah, like having my coach, and then finding, I think I got really lucky, like I didn't look around too much for someone to help me with this, but my coach is just someone who's like, I trust that she has my health and my best interest in mind, which makes it a lot easier. I don't question it, like when she changes part of my plan or doesn't change part of my plan, like I trust her more because I believe she has my best interest in mind. And I think we both agree on the general philosophy of cutting down slowly and not being too harsh on your body. It's one of those things, like getting that lean is inherently kind of harsh on your body, and it's very stressful for it. So to do it in such a way that makes it as easy as possible on your body and your mental state, it's quite honestly, I think, and she thinks, the best way to do it. You know, and I mean, I could try to prep for a show in 2 months, but to have my calories that low and everything and like just make such a dramatic change in so little time, it's not good for your body. It's not good for your hormones. It's probably not good for your digestive system. It's certainly not good for your mental health. So even though inherently like being that lean, like you have to be on show day, is not healthy, but doing it in the best way is probably the best way to do it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I mean, having someone like her who I trust has my health invested and trust in mine is very helpful, and just it puts my mind at ease that, you know, it's like I'm paying for this service. I'm like asking for her help. If I don't trust her, then I'd be like, it'd be a huge waste of money and time and effort, and it would just stress me out, which is only going to make things worse for my body. And two, it's just, you know, like she is also very supportive, just like my boyfriend. It's like, you know, I can text or email her with questions, or she's, you know, been helping me with, you know, like my Instagram or whatever. Like, just, I can talk to her and I'm comfortable with her, and she is just, I can tell that she works hard and she really cares about her clients, you know, and having her clients be successful. It's not, you know, it's clearly not just a money thing for her. Like, yeah, I can charge a lot of money and give everyone the same plan, and I'm sure there's people who do that, but it's really nice to have my coach not be like that. You know, it's one less thing to worry about, and I feel like it gives me more hope that this prep will be as easy as it can be, and as pleasant as it can be, and as healthy as it can be. So I kind of got lucky and didn't have to look for too long for her, but just be wary if you do want, you know, a coach for a competition, or even just a trainer in general, to not simply be like, don't pick someone at random. Feel free to like talk to multiple people, like either get recommendations from people you know, which is kind of how I found her, or you know, or you can get like a consultation call with someone and talk with them, see if they're a good fit or not, which they'll want to do for you too. You know, you might have goals that they're not really the right kind of trainer for you, and if they're a good trainer, they'll tell you that. So yes, so don't just go with the first person. Yeah, but I am sweating already. I'm not even in the sun, so that's cool. But at least it's not raining. So I should probably go inside and edit this, and I hope you like it. I actually got a full day of eating. It's quite impressed with myself. I've tried this so many times, and then I like forget to film my breakfast, or I start the day and I forget the second half, and I'm like, well, that's pointless and not helping anyone. So I'm gonna finish this. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of my prep, and let me know if you want more workout footage, or what I'm eating, or like just what you want to see. Let me know. Helps me out, so I'd appreciate that. So I'll see you next time.